Sac and Jack takeover on Gonzaga Nation SI. Rob, Sacre and Jack Ferris, Christian on the ones and twos. It's the eulogy podcast, but Christian said don't call it a eulogy because we made an Elite Eight.
Worst case scenario, this is a wake.
Oh, a wake of the 2022-2023 season. She's over, folks. Do we have any? What kind of sound effects do we have for it's over? Do you have like taps or something, Christian?
Let me see what we got here.
The awe.
Yeah, that's it. We only came like 32 points short of the Final Four Saturday night in Las Vegas.
The question for both of you is, are you going to watch the Final Four now?
No. Season's over. But Christian's. Did you do heroin? Did you just a heroin overdose?
Just died of an overdose of college basketball. This is a generational NCAA March Madness tournament. This is for my generation. It was George Madison. Like there is
George Mason in 2006.
There's one tournament every decade or so where I feel like you get a lot of kids who are 8 to 12 years old right now being like,
FAU.
That was the first time I got into college basketball was X team's historic run. I don't think kids get all in when it's Villanova, Kansas. Who else was it last year? It was
the classics.
Yeah, it was like Villanova, Kansas, it was all one season. It was just some crap.
All blue bloods.
All blue bloods. Like I don't think that brings new to the way it I get that these are not traditionally big TV markets, and it's not teams that anybody has any sort of cross-reference allegiance to. So I get where you would tune out, but to me, this is like a.
So you're pumped. I'm thrilled for you.
I'm trying to think of the meme. But yeah, this is extra level good for me. This is the best college basketball I can think of in a long, long time in March.
None of this has anything to do with San Diego State's one of your beloved teams.
I mean,
it's your wife's alma mater.
Certainly helps, but if you swapped out San Diego State with St. Mary's or New Mexico State or any commensurate team, yeah, sure. I think Creighton kind of has done that just a little bit with when the homeboy with when Brad Stevens was there. Was it Brad Stevens was
McDermott.
When McDermott was there, they had.
Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down, Christian? That was Creighton's first Elite Eight.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
They had Sweet 16'd it, but they it all good to me. Everything has been gravy. And I say that also as a Gonzaga got this far in a year where you guys emotionally were up and down, and we
could have won it. Where you're saying
where you could have won it, you could have also gotten out in the first round and been like, yeah, we saw. If I'm looking back on the previous shows we did, and I'm thinking that if they got eliminated in the first 2 rounds this year, you guys would have been like, yeah, X, Y, and Z. We saw all these holes. You could have totally explained it, but you made it to the Elite Eight. That's dope. I don't see why you would be upset with that.
You said holes. No. Yeah, it is dope. Our 6th Elite Eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th Sweet 16. Hey, how about that?
And you did it tearing through Mick Cronin in the UCLA, which has now become a fantastic rivalry. That is a great postseason rivalry now, those two teams.
I might even call it a little bit of a one-sided rivalry, especially since
Mick Cronin. I don't consider it a rivalry.
Mick Cronin hasn't beaten the Zags, I'm pretty sure.
By a cumulative, what is the total margin of victory between all the games? 4 points?
We beat you guys. Well, not postseason, but yeah,
the regular season
squared away in November.
Right. Yeah, no, that's right. The regular one in season was where I just remember texting.
That looked like a UConn Gonzaga matchup.
Yeah, I remember that being my first sample of Chet and just texting Dan Dickow a middle finger emoji after one of Chet's big dunks. Yeah, okay.
Anywho, Christian's absolutely right. The season is nothing to be sad about. If anything, they overachieved in our collective opinion. I think that's safe to say. Here we are. I don't want to get into the future of the Zag program on this particular episode. We have plenty of time to do that. I also think it's kind of a moot point given the transfer portal. I was
going to say, if I'm a coach right now, I'm watching this Final Four. being like, who am I going to get a bag to at FAU?
Yeah.
Or who am I going to give a bag to San Diego State to get them to leave?
Yeah. So like you could wax poetic about how good or bad you think your team's going to be. No one's really going to know for another couple of months when all the pieces fall, which is
I
good,
hate that.
bad. I don't know.
I hate
what
it.
you make it.
Yeah, it's weird in the sense of like, who did Love from North Carolina? He's leaving.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wait, you were just in a national championship. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think that program is a little bit of a mess right now. Talk about a disappointing season going from the number one preseason team to not making the tournament. But yeah, no, I mean, it's the Wild West. You can do whatever the hell you want as a player. It's the player empowerment era at all levels of basketball. And here we are. One thing we can say for almost certain is that Drew Timme is gone. But again, he doesn't have to, like, he could change his mind almost 3 months from now and come back, and it's all gravy.
Probably make just as much money as a second rounder.
We shall see. We shall see. He's not getting a lot of first round love. That's always been kind of the knock on him. But here we are. He solidified. He did enough in his basketball career to, I think, maybe raise his number into the rafters.
Oh,
If
hell
you're
yeah.
talking about,
No question.
yeah,
No question.
yeah. So, yeah, can't ask for more out of Drew Timme. Hell of a run out of this team. That's it, man. Just a good,
Yeah.
just a good work season for the boys.
Could you say this?
I would say it's beyond that. I would say that this is a great recruiting season for the boys because this is Coach Few and Gonzaga getting there 1 year with Chet, getting just as far, if not having a better tournament style season the year after Chet. They're saying, Few is saying, hey, yeah, like a big, a small, a this, a that, I'll take whatever I can get and I will turn it into a winner. So,
yeah, that's
like,
that's what's so crazy about this sport. You compare apples to apples this season, last season. Last season was Sweet 16. This season was an Elite Eight. You would have to say that this season was more successful, right? I mean, we know that this team loses to last year's team probably 7 or 8 times out of 10. It's just bizarre how important the postseason is in this particular sport. I mean, bizarre.
Well, there's two versions of important in college basketball. I would say that there's like like you said, like there is almost how good is the team and just singularly how well did you do at marketing yourself in March? Like, yes, you're absolutely right. Last year's team, statistically, empirically, a better team. This year's team, better for Gonzaga.
Well, I think the AT&T commercials had a hand in that too. We're gonna keep seeing those AT&T commercials through the weekend. Do you have it?
Talk to me.
Well, I'll say this: Adam Morrison has started popping up on my TikTok feed, and I credit,
Does he have a TikTok?
Well, his show has a TikTok, but I'm saying more. I have started to see people bringing up the photo of him at, I want to say it was the Sweet 16 broadcasting, the one in Vegas. They're showing a photo of him there looking all nice and trimmed up next to a photo of him in college with the whole mustache and the hair and everything. And they're like, he is Benjamin Button. Like, he was a 4-year-old Spanish pirate when he was in college. And now he's a guy in his late 20s. Like, he's aging in reverse. And I was like, you know what? He was a different dude all the way back. That, like, very few of us go through that level of full-blown
transformation.
Yeah, transformation.
He turned into a butterfly.
The commercials, huge. Because it's every single AT&T commercial has some sort of Gonzaga reference, right?
Correct.
Yeah, this whole campaign, this March Madness campaign, there's Zag sprinkled in there somewhere. I think it's 4 commercials or something. Everything has some kind of Zag connection.
Chet's in the back of one.
Chet's in the back of one. There's a dude on well, there's the Adam one. There's a Steven Adams shoulders, and then there's one where some dude is like there's like a Zag jersey.
There's the Zag jersey on Steven
Adams, but there's another. There's a 4th one that I'm thinking
then
of.
There's Kenny Smith that runs into the Spike. There's Spike in the car.
Oh, okay, all right.
Was there ever a phone call your direction? What's up? Are you pissed here? Is there a personal?
We would get excited during Rob's era when we had like a regional Sports Illustrated cover. You know what I mean?
Right.
They would do like 8 regions across the country, and one would be Zags in like the Northwest, and we thought it was a big goddamn deal, and it was for the. I mean, at the time, it really was. We've just come so far in 10, 15 years. It's crazy.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, no calls from AT&T.
Damn.
Not yet.
Well, we
No-
will have to
no
get
calls.
you. We'll have to get you a sponsorship then with Sprint or something like that.
What?
I'm gonna do
Or Verizon.
maybe
Um,
Thunder Down Under.
I think I could put Adam on blast.
No, Christian,
Speaking of-
what's wrong with you, man?
What's wrong with me, man? Is I'm paired up with my best friend and man-child brother from another mother, and this is not a responsible professional environment for the two of us.
What did you tell? That's why I can't be HR. There's no HR in my business.
Oh,
You want to see HR? Here we go. I just switched the hat. Hi, I'm HR.
Oh, that's
That's
professional.
how that works.
That's how you
Speak-
deal with your employees.
Speaking of
Yes.
Chippendales, up all night in Vegas. We were supposed to record with Adam Wednesday afternoon. I told you guys this story. Wednesday afternoon. So the team leaves Tuesday afternoon after practice, and they get down there, and he's supposed to record from the hotel room Tuesday afternoon evening. Fine, great. He texts me at like 8 o'clock. He's like, "Hey man, we just got in. I'm tired. Is it cool if we do this tomorrow morning?" I was like, "Absolutely." 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is perfect. Done. I get a text from Adam at 8 a.m. Hey man, 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. Hey man, just now getting back into the hotel room, up all night playing poker. No chance I'm able to record in 2 hours. I said, okay. So he owes us a podcast. I'm glad it's not after that UCLA win, because I'm interested in his take on, and he's come a long way on it and he's spoken on it, but like he's famous or infamous for like the lowest moment of his athletic career,
Yes.
crying on the court, and he's tied so closely, whether he likes it or not, to the UCLA basketball program. Just a bizarre, different place in history for our Adam Morrison, and I wanted to chat with him a little bit about it. Hopefully, he's able to do so in a better mood from the lake, because it's lake season for Adam now. As we
No,
venture into
we
April,
need-
we're
we need, like,
shy.
We're like 55 is our high right now. It's
Oh,
struggle.
so
It's a
it's
struggle. We'll get them before lake season, before May.
So Spokane had the fake out week of like it's super nice. Now it might snow again once or twice.
No. We're done that. We did that
Okay,
earlier
good.
in February. We did the 50s, and then all of a sudden it was 20 below. Felt
Yeah.
like that was awful. But anyways, it'll be lake season soon.
Winners of the season. You want to do something like this kind of exercise? I want to keep it positive. Obviously, we've sung the praises of Drew Timmy, and maybe not even enough. So, Anton Watson emerged as, I think,
Most
he's
improved.
most
Well
improved.
done, buddy.
Probably the second most important Zag, next to his postmate in Drew Timmy. World-class season out of Anton Watson. You move to the guards. I think there's definitely room for improvement for the Zags.
Question is, with
I
that
mean-
transfer portal, are those guys going to be transferring?
That's the thing. I wouldn't be shocked if I saw. I don't know what the relationship between Nolan Hickman and
I don't
Coach
either.
Few is. If it's good and they think they can right the ship, great. If not, it's never been easier to cut bait and bounce.
Well, can
You
we
know what
play?
I mean?
Can we play the game of going down the roster and who is a must keep? Is there anybody that qualifies?
I would say Anton is a must
Anton,
keep.
I kind of like Ben Gregg too. Like,
Yep.
and
Must
I know
keep.
Ben Gregg.
Yeah.
We talked about this all off season. Gonzaga's got a deep bench, this and that. It doesn't matter when it comes down to it. Few's going to play 8 guys. That's just how Few does it. And Anton or Ben kind of outshined Efton Reed and earned a place in that 8. Was that?
I would even say Hickman. I would
think-
say Hickman. I
you think
want
keep
Hickman
Nolan?
to. I want to keep Nolan. I think there's a lot of potential. I just need more from him on the offensive end.
I think we need way more from him defensively and
Well,
offensively. But I don't know. Yeah,
correct.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
No, I want to keep all our guys for next year. I think that's the way to win now. Like if you look at it,
I want a
those
point
teams that
guard.
have been and those teams that have been together for a long time. Look at the teams that are in the Final Four right now. They're all like developed together, So I think that's a thing where teams need to look at, okay, if we're trying to win, we really need a culture in this locker room. Granted, times have changed. I get that. I'm nostalgic. I know. But at the same time, like, I think if you look at the Final Four now, like I said, all those guys have been together because they're small schools. No one's looking at them in the portal. And they just grew up and they won together.
That's a very sweet sentiment. I want a point guard. Papa wants a point guard.
What
Papa
about
wants a guy who can Hunter Salas, not as opposed to Salas Milson. I think Hunter's a great backup point guard. So I think there's a spot on this team for Hunter.
You can't say that to him now. Like we're selling that. These guys might be listening. We can't say like, no, we want these guys back. No, there's nothing. You can't say they're second. We need them back.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not sure we can't upgrade in both those positions. If you want to call a spade, let's do it. I'll be honest. I'll be honest to you and to Christian.
And our listeners.
It's betonline.ag. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the YouTube. Okay. But yeah, dude, I think we'd be kidding ourselves if we said we couldn't upgrade in those positions. That's where I'll leave it. Now, could those guys develop and get better? Absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. I want to debate with you on this one because I look at these guys as both their top 25 guys.
Yeah, but that was 3 years ago when they got there.
But out of high school. At the same time, there has to be some development between now and then upcoming next season. So,
well, Rob, Nolan started every goddamn game. And how much did he develop?
I agree with you. I'm not trying to give him an out. Trust me. He needs to get better. Whether it's with us or somewhere else, he needs to get better. That's the bottom line.
There we go. Now we're pivoting a little bit.
The bottom line, he needs to get better. I don't care if it's with. I'm trying to say stay with us, but at the same time, he needs to get better. It's like the Jets. Must.
It's like the Jets of Zach Wilson. We just want him to be well. We want him to get better, whether it's with us or with another team. That's code for if we get a better option. Thanks for playing, Nolan.
Play in the field.
Yeah, we're dating right now. We're not married. We're not engaged. That's a better way to look at it. We're engaged to Anton Watson.
Have not been debuted officially on the Instagram together.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing.
We're married to Timmy. Timmy was our husband, wife, anyway, however you want to slice it. Going into next year, we don't have any holy orders. There's no matrimony outside of, like I said, Ben Greg. I'm Ben Greg guy.
I think it's starting to show that college basketball seems to be, you got to find a balance between that one and done premier talent. You got to not ignore the draft or the transfer portals. You got to say yes to opportunities. Like if a new
it's AU basketball. That's just all it is.
And that NIL is like, you got it can't be you go all in on one. It's just it seems like you got to find a balance of all three. So
no, it's AU basketball. You just get your best players, pay them, get them to come to your school.
And what Gonzaga offers to a junior or a senior who's looking for one postseason run is obviously, 2 straight decades of making the tournament, a full decade of making the second weekend. That's one thing. But another thing is college basketball is a year-round sport in Spokane, whereas coast to coast, it's a 1-month sport. People are into you for maybe 6 weeks at a big-time program. You are the star of the show October through March in Spokane, and bigger than that, the Inland Northwest. All in all, there's a 9-year waiting list to get season tickets at the McCarthy Athletic Center.
Is it 9 now?
It's something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Like people laugh at you when you ask for season tickets. Point me to a big time college program. There's probably less than 10 that are like that. fuse a big time program with like a small family vibe around Gonzaga. I think that goes a long way. And I think, Rob, like if you can get a transfer interested and get him to visit, I think there's no way the guy leaves Spokane without signing the dotted line. Or I don't even know. Do you sign the dotted line
I think
nowadays?
it's all money now. End of the day, I don't think that nostalgia shit.
No, I agree.
Works
I agree.
anymore.
The money. No. I'm not naive enough to think it has nothing to do with money. I'm not like this college basketball romantic. But I'm not. But my point matters.
But I know what you're selling. I get what you're selling. You're selling the whole tournament run, the runs in the tournament.
Yeah.
The
College basketball
lifestyle
players,
of Spokane.
college basketball players in almost every city, coast to coast, are not recognizable. Stop you on the street.
No.
Is that in Spokane?
Yeah, I tell people all the time. Gonzaga is to Spokane is the Lakers to LA.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
equivalent every time. And
Yeah.
I agree that those are some great selling points. And I think we can get a lot of, but at the end of the day, money talks.
Money talks,
So,
baby.
Money talks. And here's a question. Would you go in on, let's say, like, I believe it was Purdue, got everybody paid $50,000 on that team, walk-ons included. Okay. Would you go with that route? Or you just say, fuck it. I'm going in on 5 studs and I'm paying them instead of my walk-ons and everything. I'm just paying my top dogs.
I'm paying my top dogs. Yeah. In college basketball, you only need 2, maybe 3 sick ass dudes. Then you could just plug in with good players.
You're not doing the whole
like we did it this year with like one really good and a couple of decent guys.
No, I like.
But then I want to pay some top dog stars for sure. I think in basketball you need 2 or 3 elite guys to be able to.
That's it. That's the bottom line now. Is how can we pay these guys? How can we get money towards their lifestyle? I don't know. I can't even. Money and college just doesn't even I can't translate that. It's such a weird concept for me. I don't know why I can't get. I know it's there, but I just can't get the idea of fuck, dude. We couldn't even get burgers. And these guys are getting millions.
Couldn't even get burgers.
That's crazy to me.
I did not have a week the entire duration of my 4 years in college where we were outside the top 25 in the nation and I had to pay for muscle milk in our athletic department.
You know what?
Right?
And my guy, and you know what, Christian? And your muscles were the reason UCLA baseball was relevant.
I had to throw
your muscles.
I had to throw an insane amount of batting practice over 4 years. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. What's your best pitch, Christian?
My splitter was what allowed me to participate in Division I athletics at the college.
When was the last time you threw the splitter as hard as you could?
I don't really do hard as I can anymore after the amount of arm damage that it caused, but I got around to an adult league a couple years ago and leaped around with it a little bit.
How was your back?
Oh, my bad, Jack.
No, how was your back?
Did you have a lot of
Rob, no surgeries, but ended with kind of semi-permanent nerve damage. Can't really feel anything out here in the pinky. Just all day. Can't feel anything.
Need more muscle.
Bionic, man.
Yeah. But just in the pinky. So that's the only place I can stop a bullet. It's just with my right pinky. But yeah, no, I don't pretend
your bat was. How was your bat?
Oh God, I was a pitcher for a reason, man.
Okay. All right.
I had a couple of ones where in high school I could blindly run into it and hit for a little power, but no, I was not. No.
I was there.
That's funny. Gotcha. I work with a guy who was a pitcher at William and Mary, and he was like, it was like day 3 of practice, and I convinced them I'm a full-time pitcher because I think the player knows before the coach knows if you can't hit something, if you can't see that baseball coming at you at that level.
I can see if I can filibuster fast enough. But there was a game where we were playing to get to the photo, but there was a game where we were playing against Long Beach. Went into the 17th inning. everybody had kind of been spent on both sides of the roster except for the leftovers in the bullpen, and coach looked at me because it was going to be one of our pitchers was going to end up to hit, and he also couldn't hit, but I was a better bunter. So coach looked at me and he's like, okay, look, if this all works out and we get into this situation, you will pinch hit for Scott, and then you will go up there.
Bro, yeah.
No, we'll have you just do a suicide squeeze.
Oh, so yeah.
So it gets to where I am on deck and I'm standing there with the bat. Like, I take a swing. Coach calls me over, looks me dead in the eyes, goes, walk me through what I told you the plan was. I said, I'm going to bunt. He goes, why the bleep are you swinging the bat in the on deck circle then? I go, well, like, I don't know, just getting loose. He goes, bunt. So he made me get on one knee in the on deck circle and hold it up there to practice my bleeping bunt stance, just to prove to him that I knew. That's how bad I was at hitting. Was even when I was on deck, I was not allowed to take practice swing.
Oh, Christian,
only hold up the practice bunt.
We would let you swing. We'd let you swing away in that position.
We're swingers, man.
Swingers, big time. Rob said it.
And then my only at bat in a blue and gold scrimmage, I took a 102-mile-an-hour fastball to the back. So,
rub some dirt on it, jog down.
It was not the hardest thing hit by Garrett Cole or by Trevor Bauer that day. I'll say also.
Hey, all right, domestic violence jokes.
Rob,
you shaved your beard. Is this like an end of the season thing?
Dude, I was just getting too. It was just getting too long. I didn't want to trim it. Went right to the clean face, you know.
Good for you.
And then I realized, dude, I'm getting a lot of whites. Getting a lot of whites.
Check me out, bro.
Oh, but keep it.
I know. I'm gonna keep it.
You got to. Don't dye it.
It always looks worse in the mirror, and I'm like, maybe I should dye it. And then I go, like, I see a picture of myself, and I was like, you can't fucking tell. You can't tell from like 5 feet away. Well, when you're right up in my business, sure you could tell.
You can't dye it because, like, especially when it's like a dark beard, it just looks so fake.
It looks, and once you start, you can't stop, right?
I believe so. Like, it just comes.
Yeah,
you're right. Right. I don't know. I'm just getting a bunch of whites now out of these kids. I don't know. They're just pushing my hair back, and you know, it's crazy. I'm getting white hair now. I'm just becoming an old grumpy man, I guess.
Kid, man.
These damn kids.
Successful.
Do I look like a kid? I'm sorry. Did I look like
younger?
A kid?
You look much younger. Cool. Father of 4. Successful season. We'll leave it at that, huh? They
you gotta give it a grade. Final grade of the season, 0 to 100.
I'll go given expectations coming into the season. We had some troubles midway through. I'll go solid B.
Wow. I was gonna go A-.
A-. Okay.
Because just based on, like you said, Jack, we had some struggles early on.
Big time.
Big time.
This is the first. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep doing that to you.
No, and then this year, I just feel like with all the struggles, we fought through that, and then like found our stride at the end of the season. I was just really proud of how those guys handled everything.
This is the first time in a while during a couple of games Gonzaga got demolished on the scoreboard. Like, we never really ever get our asses kicked. It happened Saturday night. I think we were kind of due. Happened earlier in the season against Texas. It happened in that preseason game that wasn't a game, Tennessee. But yeah, somewhere in the middle, we won 31 games. And that UCLA game was enough to, good for them for adding an all-time program moment to the season. You know what I mean? Anytime you have one of those, good season.
Yeah, I guess.
You're the one that gave it an A-. You're gonna go.
I know, but it just, yeah.
I know.
I think we do that to ourselves, honestly. If you look back in the past, we get through this tough ass game, and it was a dogfight. And I don't know if we just exert everything in that one game, but then we always get just cracked in the next game in the tournament.
We're not.
I don't know if that's
we're not great at. Yeah, the emotional bounce back is not. And I thought we'd be solid because a lot of these guys had firsthand experience last time we beat UCLA and got waxed by Baylor. That wasn't the case, unfortunately. We weren't.
Man,
Yeah. But
struggle's
hey,
real.
that's
Hey,
it.
we're proud of you,
That's the
boys.
season.
Good job, fellas.
That is the season. Very well done. Christian, good luck with the feelings in your fingers.
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
I'll
that.
send you that article. You probably get those fingers back.
So I can use 5 fingers to read that article.
Oh man, that always gets me every time. When I send it out to someone, just know I'm laughing on the other end. I just want everyone to know.
Rob sent us a link that said U.S. fighter pilots, U.S. jets shot down 3 Russian jets, over the Pacific Ocean or something like that.
Yeah.
I had gotten one of those recently. I knew what it was. If you're thinking, why is Rob giggling? When you click on the link, it wasn't an article.
It's a famous dude.
It's a very famous dude with excellent bedside manner.
he's just giving the rollover out of bed, like,
Yeah, he's a
man,
good guy.
my back's sore.
Back sore. All right.
Imagine swinging that bat.
32 ounce, 29 inch. Drop 3.
Oh, I can't with you guys. I'm having too much fun.
Check to see if it's corked.
I keep pausing
should-
because I'm like ready to wrap the podcast. I keep like
I know
pushing
I
it out.
can't. I
Like,
gotta
Christian keeps pushing it.
It just got me.
Rather push it than pull it.
Yeah. Oh man, do you think he has a license for that? Okay, we gotta go, man. We gotta go.
Wouldn't it be concealed carry?
I'm done, man. I'm done.